Hi everyone, it's Craig Campbell with Pastor Craig's Vintage Cards, and today we're going to continue to take a look at the 1956 set and do a deep dive on some of the players. And today we're looking at Jerry Lynch. He was a catcher in 56 for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and you can see in this card that the umpire is calling him out as he's appears to be sliding into second base. And I just really enjoy the pictures with the umpires. I enjoy that novelty, I guess, of the 1956 set. And on the back, we can see that Jerry is card number 97 in the set, and he was born in 1930, and his home was Munger, Michigan. So let's take a look at Jerry Lynch and what he accomplished in baseball and some of the notoriety of his career. And Jerry Lynch, he was born, as I said, in 1930, and his nickname was Lynch the Pinch, as he was one of the most prolific pinch hitters in Major League Baseball. Jerry played for 13 seasons from 1954 to 1966 with the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Cincinnati Reds. Lynch is best remembered as being a central figure for the Reds in the 1961 season. That was the year they won their first National League pennant in 21 years. What's interesting is that Lynch he was 22nd in the National League Most Valuable Player vote, despite having only 181 at-bats, which is pretty amazing. Only 181 at-bats, and he still received some votes for NL MVP. And in 1988, he was inducted in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame. Lynch had limited range in the field, and he really did have the inability to hit left-handed pitchers consistently. And so he never appeared in more than 122 games in any season. But versus right-handers, and especially in pressure situations, he really was one of the most feared lefty pinch hitters of his era. He had 116 hits as a pinch hitter, which ranks 10th in Major League history. And at one time, he owned the record for most career pinch hit home runs, which was 18 at the time of his retirement, and it still actually ranks, I believe, third overall in Major League Baseball. Smokey Burgess said that he was by far the best pinch hitter that he had ever seen. In a 10-year period between 57 and 66, Lynch had at least one pinch hit home run every year except for the 1960 season. And overall, he amassed 90 RBIs as a pinch hitter in his career. He began his pro career as a 19-year-old with the Class C Mississippi Bucks of the Cotton States League. And then in 1950, the New York Yankees acquired his contract. But Lynch, he spent 2 years in the military. Then he came back in 1953 and returned to Class B of the Piedmont League. He had a really good year down there where he hit 180 hits. He had 22 triples, 133 RBIs, and he had a .333 batting average. But the Yankees were a veteran-laden team, and they really had no openings on their roster. And so the Pittsburgh Pirates had selected him in the Rule 5 draft after that season. Lynch made his Major League debut with the Pirates on April 15th of 1954. He started in right field, he batted third in the lineup, and he did have one hit. And it was a ninth inning, two-run single in the ninth inning. Lynch was a semi-regular for his first 2 years, but he was held back by injuries in the 1956 season. He only appeared in 19 games. And the Pirates exposed him, and the Reds picked him up in the Rule 5 draft in the offseason. And Lynch did come back to the Pittsburgh Pirates in 1963. But Lynch is really remembered for his remarkable season in 1961, where he repeatedly came off the bench and bailed out the Reds in a tight National League pennant race. So he finished that year with a .315 batting average. And but he was always just a pinch hitter, and he played that role so good. He had 25 RBIs in that season as a pinch hitter, and he hit a home run in Chicago against the Cubs that propelled the Reds into the National League pennant and onto the World Series. He did not start any games in the World Series against the Yankees in '61. He did have 3 official at-bats and was hitless in his at-bats. Now, Lynch did return, as I said, back to the Pirates in 1963, and he struck a home run on August 12th, 1966, again as a pinch hitter, It was his final home run, and it came against the Cincinnati Reds. And it marked his final at bat at Crosley Field in Cincinnati, where he had hit 46 home runs, and mainly as a pinch hitter. And the Pirates, they released him after the 1966 season. Lynch retired and he moved to Atlanta, where he died on March 31st, 2012, at the age of 81. Dick wrote, who was a friend of Dick Lynch, said there's no doubt that he was one of just the finest people that had ever walked the earth. Jerry Lynch had baseball cards issued by Topps from 1954 to 1961. He finished his career with a .277 batting average with 115 home runs and 470 RBIs. And he ended up with 798 hits. And he had a really successful career as a pinch hitter. And Jerry Lynch is really best remembered for that 1961 season where he just really propelled the Reds in so many times to late inning heroics as a pinch hitter and coming off the bench. And so Jerry Lynch had a decent career, and with over 100 home runs and almost a 280 batting average and close to 800 hits, primarily as a pinch hitter. And so Jerry Lynch, he was never a star, and he would be really nothing more than what we would call a common player. But Jerry Lynch had a great season in 1961, and he's remembered forever in the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame, which is pretty outstanding for a pinch hitter. And so now we know a little bit more about Jerry Lynch and his career in baseball. Well, I hope you enjoy this series on the 1956 Topps set deep dive. I just love these cards, and I like to know more about the players because they really are the backbone of collecting, and they are the backbone of Major League Baseball. Until next time, have a great night.